September 15th child tax credit is now behind in payment. Because guess what? If the government can't pay its bills, it definitely can't pay you anymore. So let's look at crypto assets. And then the strategy you need. This is the system. Cryptocurrency is the system. Now I'm going to give you the strategy too. So Bitcoin for the month of September was a negative 7%. Its 3-month returns 25%. Overall in 2021 for this year, people, 51% return on your investment. If you just got in Bitcoin. Ethereum, for the year, I told you that Bitcoin will be more powerful, but Ether will be outperformed percentage-wise. For the year, 307% return. In September, all cryptos took a dip. It was down 13% in September. 307% return or growing your money. ADA, Deuteronomy 1:11, I talk about 1,000-fold return. 1,000-fold return. Well, ADA this year would have gotten you exactly 1,064% return on your investment. 1,064%. Let me enlarge this. Return on your investment. But no, people took their stimulus, believe it or not, went shopping, got steak, seafood, went to Vegas, went to Miami. I mean, Miami probably had more people this year than ever. And no shade, I went to Miami, but I also went for a Bitcoin conference as well. So that was a tax write-off for me. Because I'm in the home-based business and everywhere I travel is now a tax write-off. So I miss business with fun. And so ADA 1,000%. Solana. Look at Solana, people. 9,259% return for the year. Polkadot, 2,008% return. While your dollar is purchasing less and less, crypto cash is giving you astronomical returns. Dogecoin, many of the bigger YouTube channels said Doge is a joke. Don't invest in Doge. But not me. 4,263% return on your investment in Doge. Last money had a 27% drop. Crypto, the new cash. Look at this year-to-date return. See, men lie, women lie, but money don't lie. And that's the foundation. It's just getting started. It's not even in use cases right now until next year, where it's going to start being in operations and circulation, and all of these cryptos have different use cases. Right? So more than Shiba Inu is on fire. Shiba is building up momentum. Now, let me tell you how to become, or show you rather. As the Bible says, I will make you rich and add no sorrow. So you just won't be tasting wealth for a little while. See, it was this book I wanted to write. I'm still going to write it. 2 women in the Bible, right? One woman that was wealthy for a lifetime, and the other woman decision that made her wealthy just for a little while. See, the woman that had lifetime wealth, 2 Kings chapter 4, she built a home-based business. The prophet Elijah told her to go borrow, she used her credit, pots from her neighbors. And she put oil in those. And her 2 sons worked for her in the business. That's why it's a home-based business. And she started that through a prophetic word from a man of God that heard from God in the Bible that gave her instructions. Because if she did not do that, her sons were going to be sold as slaves, which means they was going to work for the system. And then it was this lady who, in a recession, she got down to her last. She stored up her food like a lot of people are doing. Some people are storing toilet tissue, believe it or not, but stored up her food. And the recession lasted so long, which they're saying this recession is going to last for years because it's going to be a depression, not a recession, right? And she got to the end of her supply because it was a food famine, just like it's going to be a food famine here in the United States. And the prophet again showed up at her door and he said, give me 1/10. This is why tithing in recessions and depression is so important. And she gave him it first. It's also called first fruit offerings in the Bible. And because she gave it to the man of God first, instead of eating all of her gains or the little that she had, but she put it into kingdom economies. That's the real foreign exchange, Forex. And allow God to make her little a lot. And the Bible states that she lived off of that, her supply, for many days. But the first lady retired rich. She paid off her bad debt. And the Bible says she lived off the rest. She retired rich. See, this is the difference between a person that has a home-based business versus a person that has a flippant mindset. A flippant mindset only going to last you a little while. And so with that being said, this is why for this recession, yes, crypto again is the system, but you need the system and the strategy. So not only do the experts work on your credit, if that's what you need, if not, fine, right? They also work on taxes. Again, most people overpaying taxes right out of their paycheck. How many people, if they got $500 more found it right in their paychecks, will have that much more money to invest in crypto? Instead of taking money out of crypto, they're putting more and more money into it, making their bag bigger. Right? You can secure the bag or you can continue to stock the bag, whichever one you want to do. Stocking it is lifelong, lifetime, generational wealth. Then it gets you out of bad debts, help you erase that bad debt. You know what bad debt is? Any debt that's taking money out of your pocket. See, rich and wealthy people that know how to leverage their credit, they use the bank's money to make more money because they invest in assets and it puts money into their pocket. So credit is when you use leverage or the bank's money or other people's money to put money into your pockets. Debt is when you're paying the banks and you're making the banks rich and taking money out of your pocket. So it even gives you a debt elimination date. He who fails to plan plans to fail. Right? It's going to take more than just your investing in crypto. Because if you don't, the government is going to take it in taxes. And then you have bill shredder. You have a team of people that continuously working for you because you cannot budget your way out of bad financial stress. They're going to look at your cable bill, your internet bill, your telephone bill, your phone bill, your radio, satellite radio, security, pest control, water bill, any other bills, and work to negotiate these bills for you as long as you are in the business. So let me tell you this for the people that say, well, I gotta, pay $40 a month, even if I get 3 people, or $119 if I don't tell anybody else about it. Why would you expect a business to be working on your behalf and you pay people nothing to do it? And guess what? Even with those bill shredders, right? Even with them reducing and negotiating your bills, you still get a tax write-off for those same bills. So you get more cash flow so you can have money to invest. So you can actually position yourself to really, really live a life of financial freedom. See, this is a person, for example, if they made $50,000 a year, they're taxed $18,000. They bring home about $32,000. Their bills is 18 or average about 18,000. They live off 14,000 a year. I said bills are 18,000, so we're not even looking at groceries, gas, your kids, events and recreational activities. Right? This is the true benefit of a home-based business. But now you get a home-based business. Not only will they negotiate you a lower cell phone bill, but then you get to write it off in taxes. So money that's flowing away from you, it comes back to you. Now you got money too, so you can invest. Your square footage where you're living, where it's apartment, condo, or a house. A percentage of bills, utilities that you're paying anyway, is coming back to you. That's real cash flow. Your meals, your entertainment, your travel. Listen, if you don't have a home-based business, every time you drive your vehicle, you should just throw $1 out the window. Your mileage. So now, after you have a home-based business, you know I love numbers, right? If you bring home 50,000 a year gross, your bills are still 18,000, but your net pay is now 32. And guess what? You're only taxed on 7,000 versus taxed on 18,000. So now you get a better lifestyle because now you get to live off $25,000 a year. And here's my number, 11. You save $11,000 and people are asking me about $228. Really? On average, you save $225 a week. A week, people. And so if you want to expand your cash flow, if you want to earn daily income, if you know crypto is the next best thing, is the next great movement. Some people have run out of money to invest. And they can tell you everything about these cryptos. They can tell you about the SHIB is spiked and Dogecoin is spiked and this coin does that and this coin done that. But they only have a minimum amount of money they can invest in. Why? Because they have no other sources of income. And the money that they're spending anyway, they don't know how to flip it and make that a tax exemption. And the Uncle Sam and the government is going to come, as they said on the Hustable, on the Cosby Show. As Bill Cosby was telling Theo, the government comes for the working people first. See, you can be sincere and work hard and still die broke. Simply because you don't want to take action. If I had to really look at the portfolio of the people that's telling me about these cryptos, they may have 40, may 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000. That's not going to last you through this recession. I promise you that. And everybody that has thousands, six figures and seven figures in crypto have tax shelters because they are well informed and well educated, and they want to keep the money that they are making off of their investments. So for people that's already cashed out, what's your plan? What's your tax plan when you get your 1099? When you get your letter from the IRS? When you get that letter from Coinbase and Robinhood or Crypto.com and says these are your transactions for your crypto this year, and this is how much now you have to claim as income. Now what? You didn't sign up in October. You didn't sign up in October to get tax strategy. You could have got 470 tax deduction. You didn't sign up. You thought $228 was too much because you didn't have an education. And now you're going to get 30 and 40% or 40 and 50% of that back to the government. I'd rather keep my money than to give it to the government. I would rather have a home-based business plan that offers strategies, not sales, in the event that the shutdown happened. And I get a memo like the workers at Disney that 28,000 people, now I'm laid off. See, it's better. I played sports, and my coach told me this a long time ago, that it's better to be proactive than reactive. All day, every day. So what will happen in approximately 2 weeks, October the 19th, if the United States defaulted on this debt? Let's break it down and see. Democrats had a financial emergency last week, averting a shutdown, but still the face looming debt ceiling crisis. It's not over. People, actually, it's just started. Let's listen to Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. Let me put the sound in this so you all can hear. Let's pause right there. This says this has never happened. And experts say it could lead to a global recession. It's going to be a depression, not a recession. It's different. Job losses, spikes in mortgages, credit cards, and car payments. And you don't want to prepare a plan right now? You don't want to make moves to have a plan B? Some people need a plan B and a plan C. Oh no, Queen, 228 for a business. That's the cheapest you're going to get for a business that you can work from home and shut down. Well, Queen, I'm gonna do a Wyoming corporation. You know what I'm saying, Queen? And I'm gonna start. Every new businesses within the first 3 years fail. And guess what? In a recession, it's even harder because you have no testimonials, you have no background. People money is going to be scarce. They're not going to give it away to somebody that's new on the scene, who has no name, no credibility. They're going to want someone with experience and a good review to back it up. Not Johnny come lately. Right? And even in a recession, you got to look at it. We're moving to a different economy, as Jerome Powell says. And IT, which is technology, artificial intelligence, machines and robots, are going to do a lot of the jobs that people used to do, like commercial construction of houses and homes faster and cheaper, as this housing market is going to crash. So now you have to analyze the market to see what business that you would even want to open. Then you got to learn business skills. See, just because you're passionate about something doesn't mean people will pay you for your passion. So what you have to do is get the money by doing business, and then let that money be spent into your passion. And if you know everybody in America is going to deal with these four things, right? Let me stop sharing the screen and share this one. Everybody in America in a matter of weeks are going to deal with these four things. These four things, everybody. This I can tell you is going to be high on demand. They're going to have these four problems or issues. Big businesses, because prices are about to increase. Because of supply and demand. Again, we got ports backed up in Los Angeles, from Los Angeles to New York with supplies. Can't get them in. China and Taiwan and the United States depend on China pretty much for everything. We're not creating anything. As you see, car lots right now don't even have cars. Cars are not even being in production. So big businesses and groceries and gas are going to continue to rise. This includes inflation as well, your cost of living. Your dollar is definitely going to be able to purchase less and less. And taxes, people are getting IRS letters already in the mail. The new tax laws coming in January of 2022, $600 bank statements or bank transaction. And then debt. As I just showed you, October the 19th, entries on your vehicles, mortgages, and credit cards can rise if the United States does not meet the debt ceiling and it gets lowered rating. And it is time for the crash of the dollar. In 1971, President Nixon made it debt. That's 50 year from 2021. 50 in the Bible is the year of Jubilee. It means debts eradicated, debt freedom. But what a lot of people don't understand, that debt freedom also means asset freedom. See, a lot of people are going to be debt free in a bad way, in a horrific way, meaning they won't have a house anymore, so they don't have a mortgage. Meaning their vehicles are going to get repossessed, so they don't have a vehicle note anymore. They don't have a job, but credit cards are being closed because you can't make credit card payments. You're debt free, but all of your assets are now gone. For some people, for some. But I do have good news, right? I do have good news for people that have their tax plan and they have the cash flow to continuously pump into crypto. You, sir or ma'am, is going to experience what Deuteronomy 28:11 says is great prosperity. All you have to do is have the system, right? And the strategy. Deuteronomy 28:11 says the Lord will give you great prosperity in the offspring of your body and in the offspring of your livestock and the produce of your ground in the land which the Lord swore to your fathers to give. You're going to have great prosperity. You have continuous cash flow coming in. You have your tax shelters in place. You have 470 tax deductions. If you can keep your money in crypto up to a year and get taxed less on this side of the quadrant where the rich and wealthy do, if you play this game like the rich and wealthy, right? Because the government is playing pokers, people. You at least have to play chess. The time of playing checkers is over with. You get your taxes avoided by joining the home-based business that I just showed you in the PowerPoint. You can go to 1111millionmovement.com and enroll. And you get the IRS tax experts and you get all of the tax deductions that comes along with having a home-based business. And you get up to $12,000 tax exemptions for your children to work in the home-based business, right? So I'm signing out. I'm just, letting people know a financial winter is coming. There are going to be two sides of the equation. It's going to be the greatest wealth transfer that many people has ever experienced. Play the game and play it right. In the art of war, it tells you the very first thing you have to know is the moves of your opponent. I just showed you what the government is going to do. Now, are you going to strategize against the government moves? Or are you going to sit somewhere and criticize what they're doing? They don't care about your criticism. Government don't care about your criticism. They don't care about you commenting on my videos. See, that's why I voted for Trump. Listen, this was going to happen anyway. The Bible tells you it is scheduled to happen. And you don't get elected president unless you're going to go with the plan anyway. No president was going to stop this. Actually, Trump got the ball rolling to get it started. So it doesn't matter who you voted for. So you're going to criticize or you're going to strategize. You're going to be proactive or you're going to be reactive. Or as they say in some parts of down south, you're going to mildew or you're going to barbecue. It's just whichever one you're going to do. Your criticism, your knowing about Dogecoin, AMC, SHIB, all that does not matter if you don't have the strategy. Does not matter. And another strategy, Justin, that I forgot to talk about is kingdom strategy. The number 11 is important, and as I'm closing on this, because the number 11 symbolizes disorder, chaos, and judgment. The number 11 is used 24 times and can be found 19 times in the Bible. It comes after the number 10, which again represents law and order, or law and responsibility. 11 represents just the opposite, which is the irresponsibility of breaking the law or the irresponsibility of not taking action, which brings disorder and judgment. In Genesis 11, the men rebelled against God by trying to build the tower, and he then passed judgment on them by confusing their language, which resulted in chaos. But guess what? The number 11, according to Deuteronomy 1 and 11, for those who take heed and hear, also means wisdom and wealth transfer. May the Lord, our God, the God of our ancestors, Deuteronomy 1:11, increase you and everybody that gave tonight, that gives on Cash App, that gave yesterday, that's going to give in the future 1,000 times more. And it doesn't stop there. And bless you. And bless you. And people, when you get this kingdom prosperity, these unexpected blessings provided by the infinite God, infinite power, that's due to you by divine right. And I always affirm that it reaches you immediately right now by divine right, with good to all that's concerned. Be good steward, people. Be good steward of your money. The Bible talks about being good steward as well. Make sound decisions, especially with supernatural money, because it is a gift from God. Let God know he can continuously trust you. God says, I don't pour new wine into old wineskin. Set up, don't be so spiritually minded that you're no earthly good. Set up your systems here on earth to keep your wealth and prosperity that the infinite God has given you. Be good stewards. Be good stewards of that. See, favored money is different than labored money. It comes with, he said, I make you rich and I add no sorrow with it. It comes with no toil, no stress. Just God's reaction to your action. He says you give and it shall be given. Not it might be, not it could be, not a possibility. He said it shall be given unto you. and good measure pressed down, shaken together, and running over shall men put into your laps, right? So be good stewards of God's money. Listen, I'm signing out. How big can you think, people? How big can you think? Millionaires play the game differently. They protect their money in taxes. Maximize your mind, multiply your money, manifest with your mouth. The power of life and death is in your tongue. And people, maximize your mission. Be blessed to be a blessing. Queen out. Be safe out there. You all have a good night. Remember, tonight is a new moon. New moon, new season, new quarter. Great prosperity. Deuteronomy 28:11.